Israel's violent response to Friday protests by Palestinians in the Gaza Strip is gradually drawing international reactions. For the past 3 weeks, Israeli security forces have used live ammunition against the Palestinians that have started a protest dubbed the Great March of Return since late March. Dozens have died and many wounded in what is literally seen as a flare-up of violence in the occupied lands of Palestine. And to many, the Great March of Return has revived the decades-long Palestinian issue, which still remains unresolved thanks to the negligence of the international community.
I think the sight of tens of thousands of Palestinian refugees amassing at a border which is a fictitious border in the sense that Israel has never declared its borders, has been transmitted all over the world. People have seen these peaceful protesters marching to the border and simply wanting to cross and go back to their homes. They've been met with violence that is completely extraordinary when you consider that protesters have been killed that have been hundreds of meters away from this fence, showing that Israel was determined to meet their peaceful march with violence.
It is meant to decry Israeli brutality against the right of Palestinians to return to their homeland. And international rights groups are already criticizing what they describe as the indiscriminate target shooting against peaceful protesters. They also say the Israeli military's orders to open fire on unarmed Palestinians are unlawful. Rights groups also see Palestinian protests a result of hopelessness and despair around 2 million Gazans living under an Israeli blockade. To many, the Israelis are taking it to extremes in what is seen as a merciless policy of repression, institutionalized discrimination, and systematic abuse of Palestinian rights.
Well, what the protesters are doing are marching to realize their right to return, which was given to them in United Nations Resolution 194. They're allowed to go back to live peacefully, and they're allowed to go back to their homes, and that's what they're trying to do. So, yes, there is a build-up to the last Friday before the Nakba commemorations, and what Israel should do is open the gates and allow people to walk back to their homes. If it doesn't do that, it will be defying international law once again, something that has been doing ever since it was created.
The continued atrocities by the Israelis against the Palestinians come at a time that the so-called champion of international diplomacy, the United States, remains silent. For a country that has promised the world to broker peace between the Israelis and the Palestinians, the current situation in the Gaza Strip appears to have little worth of reaction. In fact, the administration of US President Donald Trump has not gone much beyond a controversial move to declare Jerusalem Al-Quds as the capital of Israel. And the same sense of indifference appears to be emboldening the Israelis against the Palestinians.
All attempts to take Palestinian issues off the table, that in particular President Donald Trump has been trying to do, such as Jerusalem and in this case the refugees, are still firmly on the table for the Palestinians. And in fact, this Great March of Return has turned the table on Trump and his advisors, because what they've been working on, which was effectively a liquidation of the Palestinian cause, their plans are now in ruin.
America's performance toward the plight of Palestinians is expected to fall into the spotlight soon, particularly given its recent attacks on Syria carried out in the name of defending civilians. The United States and its allies ignored international laws and attacked Syria to carry out a mission whose cause and consequences still remain unclear. But toward the issue of Palestine that begs a global action for decades now, Washington has, to the surprise of the world, little motivation to stand on the true side of justice.